Mama always told me, don't you run with scissors, son. You're gonna hurt someone. Mama told me, look before you leave. Always think before you speak. Watch the friend you keep. Stay along the beaten path. Never listened when she said, sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences now. Every scar is a story I can tell. Should've played it safe from the start. Loved you like a house of cards. Let it fall apart. But all the things I couldn't understand, never could have planned. It made me who I am. Put your nose in paperbacks instead of smoking cigarettes. These years you're never getting back. Stay along the beaten path. I never listened when she said, sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences now. Every scar is a story I can tell. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Ooh, 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 ooh. Stay along the beat. Never listened when she said, sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences now. Every scar is a story I can tell. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Ooh, 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 ooh. Mama always told me, don't you run with scissors, son. You're gonna hurt someone. Mama told me, look before you leave. Always think before you speak. Watch the friend you keep. Stay along the beaten path. Never listened when she said, sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences now. Every scar is a story I can tell. Should've played it safe from the start. Loved you like a house of cards. Let it fall apart. But all the things I couldn't understand, never could have planned. It made me who I am. Put your nose in paperbacks instead of smoking cigarettes. These years you're never getting back. Stay along the beaten path. I never listened when she said, sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences now. Every scar is a story I can tell. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Ooh, 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 ooh. Stay along the beat. Never listened when she said, sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences now. Every scar is a story I can tell. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Ooh, 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 ooh. Mama always told me, don't you run with scissors, son. You're gonna hurt someone. Mama told me, look before you leap. Always think before you speak. And watch the friend you keep. Stay along the beaten path. Never listened when she said, sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences now. Every scar is a story I can tell. Should've played it safe from the start. Loved you like a house of cards, let it fall apart. But all the things I couldn't understand, and never could have planned, that made me who I am. Put your nose in paper bags instead of smoking cigarettes. These years you're never getting back. Stay along the beaten path and never listen when she said, sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences now. Every scar is a story I can tell. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Ooh, 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 ooh. Stay along the beat. Never listened when she said, sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences now. Every scar is a story I can tell. All fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Ooh, 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 ooh. Mama always told me, don't you run with scissors, son. You're gonna hurt someone. Mama told me, look before you leap. Always think before you speak. And watch the friend you keep. Stay along the beaten path. Never listened when she said, sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences now. Every scar is a story I can tell. Should've played it safe from the start. Loved you like a house of cards, let it fall apart. But all the things I couldn't understand, never could have planned, that maybe who I am. Put your nose in paperbacks instead of smoking cigarettes. These years you're never getting back. Stay along the beaten path. I never listened when she said, sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences. Now every scar is a story I can tell. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Ooh, 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 ooh. Stay along the beaten path. Never listened when she said, sharp edges have consequences. I guess that I had to find out for myself. Sharp edges have consequences now. Every scar is a story I can tell. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. We all fall down, we live somehow. We learn what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so welcome to our webinar. Okay, so I'm Jean from is a moderator for the webinar for today. Okay, and the title for our webinar for today is Why Does Everyone Have to Learn Programming? Okay, it's conducted by our lecturers, Mr. Go. Okay, so before we start, we have some short reminders you all. Okay, so if you have any questions to ask, please ask in the live chat room. Okay, me as a moderator. Okay, and our speaker, Mr. Go, will answer you time by time. Okay, so we also have Q&A sessions at last 10 minutes of the webinar. Okay, so if you have any question, you can feel free to type in the live chat room. Okay, so at last, we will also give out the e-cert for everyone who join us as a live. Okay, so later we will send out the link for you all at the last of the webinar. Okay. Okay, let's introduce our speaker for today. Okay, he is Mr. Go. He's our senior lecturer of School of Engineering in Seri College Penang. Okay, his education background, okay, is a master degree of engineering, electrical and electronic in research mode in USM. Okay, and he is also a bachelor's degrees of engineering, electrical and electronics in University Tun Hussein on Malaysia. Okay, so let's talk about the background of Mr. Go. Okay, so now Mr. Go is currently a senior lecturer in SAE College Penang. Okay, and he has over 10 years of combined work experience in engineering, ICT, and also education. Okay, and he has also 3 years of IP logic design engineer experience in Intel Technologies Sdn Bhd. Okay, and actually Mr. Go is the reason why Mr. Go chose to become an educator, and is he is very passionate about teaching, and also like to share his knowledge and technical skills to his students. Okay, and he felt a great sense of achievement when students can succeed in their study and also their career as well. Okay, so there's still more introductions from Mr. Go, but without further any delay, I would like to pass the mic to Mr. Go. Okay, so you guys can maybe can pay attention to him. Okay, to gain more knowledge and skills from him. Okay, so Mr. Go, thank you.
Hey, hello. Thanks, Jin. Hey, hello everyone. Good afternoon. How are you? Okay, so I hope everyone is fine. So stay at home, and then maybe we need to wait for our government to announce whether we can go up. Okay, I think it should be very soon. Okay, so back to our topic today. Why we need to learn programming? Okay, so everyone also want to know what is programming. Not sure. Um, you all learn the programming before? Can I know? Anyone? If you learn the programming before, maybe you can type one in the live comments. Anyone? You can type one in the live comment. I hope this is a interactive section. Don't like I just talk. Then you just listen. So maybe it's got some two ways communication. Then it's better lah. Okay. So you can type one if you learn the programming before. Yes. Uh, Nobody learned programming before. Wow, Ranes. You learn Java and Python before. Wow, very good. Uh, 一届. Okay. Okay. So I see quite many quite some of you learn before lah. As long as you know what is programming. Okay. Uh, so actually not necessary you want to study IT or computer science. Okay, then only you learn the programming. See, for the normal people, we also can learn the programming. Like our not our the Singapore president, right? The president of Singapore, Lee Hsien Loong, said that everyone also should learn the programming. Why? Because it can help us to solve the problem easily, and our mindset also can be different. Okay, why it can be different? Later I will explain to you why. Okay, so let's go through our slide today. Before I want to let you know why we need to learn the programming. Okay, let's see the outstanding people say. What is the outstanding people say? So I think all of you also know lah. Who is this guy? Steve Jobs, right? Everyone in this country, you just ignore a country lah. I mean, you follow the rest. Should learn to program a computer because it teaches you to think, right? This is Steve Jobs say one And this guy, I think you also know him, right? Mark Zuckerberg. My number one piece of advice is you should learn how to program. Okay, Bill Gates. Learn to write a program sketches your mind and help you think better. Create a way of thinking about things that I think is helpful in all domains. You need to know all domains. So actually, if you didn't learn, you never learn the programming before, then maybe you see something when you face the problem already. How to solve it? Some people will directly go to solve the problem. Okay, some people will find the other way to solve the problem. Just depend whether actually I found some of students they solve the problem in different way lah. Some student you see they study in different courses. I mean they some study in engineering, some study in IT, some study in business, some study in accounting or any other course, right? So you can see the student when they face the problem what is their attitude and what action they can take. So I can tell you different one. And you see if your parent or your relative anyone is a engineer then you can see the way they act, okay, and the way they talk or the way they think actually is quite different one compared to the normal person. Okay, so let's go to it. Did you ever think about what those outstanding people were trying to emphasize with this sentence, programming coding? What do you think? What do you think about this sentence, programming? Or some people say that is a coding. For me, it's almost the same lah. Programming and coding. Okay. So why people say that programming? Is it programming just about the code writing, or should everyone write the code, or should everyone be a programmer? You learn the programming not necessarily you need to be the programmer. You also can be the. I mean, you can work in any other field. But the most important thing that I want to emphasize here is because you learn the program or you learn how to program or coding, right? Meaning you can see the thing in different way. You have a different mindset later. Okay, answer is no, not at all. Not necessary. You know to program or you know how to code, then you already can be the programmer. Not necessary lah. You also can be any other uh, the professional in other field. Okay, so the everyone should learn to code movement is wrong because it assumes that writing code is the final goals. Is it that is the final goal? So from the sentences we know that programmer, you want to program, then you should learn the programming language, and then after that you have to work as a programmer. Not necessary lah. I can tell you, not necessary lah. But if in future you learn the program already, you feel that I don't want to work as a programmer. All right, then is it okay or not? You got learn something or not? You get any benefit from the programming knowledge or not? Yes, of course. Why? Why like that? So everyone, including most of the software developer, think that their job is to write the code, but actually it's not. The job of a software developer is to solve problems. This is the main keywords I want to tell you. The software developer or the programmer actually is not. They learn the coding is not because they want to write the code, but they want to solve the problem. All right. So if you talk to a senior programmer, ask them what they think about writing code. They will tell you the best way for the coding actually is no code at all. You no need to write any code. Then also can let the machine run. Is it possible? I think not really possible lah. Actually, you should write the code and then the machine only can work properly or to work automatically. Right? They will say a good programmer is the one who knows how to avoid writing unnecessary code lines. Okay, so this one actually is depend on personal one. If some of the people they are very pro in the programming, all right. Maybe they just write a few lines, like maybe 2 or 3 lines, then can settle the task already. But some of the people, maybe they are the beginner or fresh graduate from the university or college, then they may need more lines to complete the task. Okay, maybe they need 8 lines or 10 lines to complete the task compared to the senior programmer. Okay, so you can see the difference. Actually, both also will get the same result. However, the way to code is different. In between, I mean, different people like you write a karangan, right? You write a karangan, different people also will write a different way, correct? Some people maybe will write 2 or 3 lines, already can show the meaning, okay? But some people they need maybe 4 or 5 or 6 lines to show the meanings. So that is the thing that I want to tell you, all right? So everyone should learn to code. Movement is not about coding. It doesn't mean that everyone should be a programmer and develop a software that people can use. Essentially, it's all about problem solving. So you can see I always tell you about problem solving. Then what is the problem solving actually? Actually, you can see in your daily life. What is your problem that you always face? Anyone can tell me? What is the problem that you always face in your daily life? For example, can you give me some examples or not? Anyone? Huh? Your daily life, no any problems one? Okay, like I can give you some example. Like for example, every day you also will face the same problem in Malaysia. Not only in Penang, in Malaysia, I think. Uh, Traffic jam, right? So when you face the traffic jam, as a programmer or engineer, you should know or you should think how to solve the problem. Okay, some people they will create the apps. Uh, the apps is very famous. The apps called what? The Waze or Google Map. Okay, so when you look at the Waze, you will know which roads or which path already traffic jam, so you can avoid the way you go. Maybe you can change the way you go to your destination. All right, that is one of the solution. So another thing is, okay, as an engineer, maybe you say that, oh, I want to build a special car, maybe a flying car, okay, in future. Flying car, then you can avoid the traffic jam, but maybe it will cause another issue that one I don't know It's just an example for you. All right. uh, and when you stuck in the traffic jam, what happened to your car? Your car will consume the petrol, right? So, oh, you say that, oh, always traffic jam, then the petrol also very expensive. But now today, I think recently the petrol price dropped already so I cannot say expensive but last time, okay, maybe every week or every 2 weeks you need to go to petrol station to refill the petrol to your car. So as an engineer, when you face this type of problem, what you need to do is you need to think how to let the car to save petrol, right? So that's why today our car will have a hybrid car. For other country like US, they have what, the Tesla company. That company already come up the electrical, the fully electrical car. Tesla, this company. Okay, so yeah, so this is the thing that I want to tell you. Okay, we learn the program. Not necessarily you want to be a programmer, but you need to think how to solve the problem. All right. So why programming? All about problem solving. Okay, why? So this one I can tell you one by one. So programming is really about problem solving because programming covers a whole range of skills that have real world use. Okay, for today, I can tell you not your parent generation. Maybe your parent generation, they use a lot of mechanical machine. Okay, some of machine they are not using electronics part. Right? But for today, your generation, I can tell you honestly uh, um, programming is very very important. In other country, their children already learn how to program or to learn the programming language during their maybe kindergartens or the primary school uh, period, right? So that's why they know how important of the programming. Uh, so that's why our government also try to start a STEAM program or STEM program STEM, STEM, science, technology, and engineering, mathematics. Okay, STEM, STEM. But recently they add another character A STEAM. It become a STEAM. Right? A is for art. Uh, Sometimes they want to make the thing have a better look. So they also say that, oh, although this is related to the engineering or the programming field, but they also need to make it have a better look. Right? So critical thinking, problem analysis, problem solving, logic, and etc. They are skill the current generation of kids seems to be missing out on in their educations. Um, I'm not sure your primary or your secondary school got learn about any programming skill or not. But I can tell you, our government recently they will try their best to involve this we call it as a STEAM learning in maybe primary or secondary school already, right? Uh, so coding is just a tool to solve a problem. Yes, programming can teach you how to think and how to approach a certain problem, but being a programmer is a completely different thing. So you know the programming language. Maybe you know about the Java, Python, C++, maybe. All right, but you want to be a programmer. Actually, you need to have the a mindset that you can solve the problem or not. When your boss say that, oh, the machine got problem, then you need to think how to solve the problem by using the programming skill, of course. So it should be everyone should learn how to solve a problem instead of everyone should learn to program. Okay, so that is the real meaning or the meaning behind the title. Okay, not say that, oh, you should learn the program and then you should be the programmer. Not necessarily, but you learn to program, then after that you can be any professional like engineer, programmer, or you want to evolve to other field also can, no problem. If you next time you say, oh, I don't want to be a programmer or engineer, I want to be the businessman, I want to be the accountants, or I want to be the anything okay. You if you learn how to program, there is a lot of benefit for you, seriously, because your mindset already changed. uh, then when you solve a certain thing which is not related to the program, you also can solve it easily, or you can solve it in a different way that other people never think before. All right. So that's why just now the slide already tell you it train you how to uh, think logically, okay, critical thinking, a problem analysis. So that is the thing. Okay, so far so good. Is it okay? Am I too fast? If too fast, then maybe you can put a 1. If still okay, then you put a 2. Is it okay or not? My speed? Hello, everyone? Is it okay? All right. Hopefully you don't fall asleep. Hello, everyone. Are you still there? All right. Okay, let's continue our lesson. Okay, good. I see somebody type 2 already. Okay. So actually computer programming is a very powerful tool that you can use it to do the thing automatically. Okay. Actually every day you are already involved to use the programming in different way lah. Maybe your smartphone, your chat app, or the app that you use in your smartphone that is related to the programming, right? Or you're unlocking your car with a push button, right? Yes, these things are using some kind of a programming, just you don't know, right? But if you learn the programming before, you know that device is using programming to control. Okay, so actually you are already immersed in the program of different types. So in fact, software is running your life. Everything not software I mean the programming. So what if you learn to start running this program accordingly to your view? All right, if you can do something like you program tools for yourself, or you can program a device for yourself, then I think your life will be more interesting, right? And I think, yeah, you will feel more um, good lah, right, in your life. Okay, so yeah, like for example nowadays Facebook, right? If you listen the what is internet marketing or digital marketing So nowadays MCO period, they many people, I can tell you, many trainer, all right, the teacher, yeah, using Facebook to do their digital marketing. What's the digital marketing or internet marketing? Actually, like for example, they ask you to type certain keywords, like you type 2020 in their personal message, or the messenger, then they will automatically to reply you, or automatically to send you something. Okay, so all are related to program. Okay, so next time you want to do a business, right? If you have the programming skill or programming knowledge, then you will know that, how can I do this kind of automation stuff to our customer. Like for example, your business is a very famous one, and you yourself is very busy every day, also very busy. You have no time to answer the question from a customer in a messenger. Okay, so maybe you can set a few answers in your Facebook. Okay, when the customer asks these questions, then it will automatically to reply the customer. Okay, nowadays I can tell you, everyone also use this technique already. Nobody say, oh, I want to reply the customer one by one. If one day you have 1,000 customer ask you the same question, is it you want to answer the same question every day like that? 1,000. So I think it's very tedious, and your life will be very busy. You only can answering the question in the messenger only. You no need to do other thing anymore. Or maybe you need to hire another person to help you to answering the questions. Right? So if you know how to program, that's very good for your life, right? It can help your life be very easy already, right? Okay, so another thing I want to let you know, you learn how to program doesn't mean that you have the responsibility to create certain big or famous website like Facebook or Google. All right, not necessary lah. All right. So because you see how Facebook you see the Facebook history or the YouTube history from the beginning they just want to they see something is lack of in their college or something in the social, right? Then they try their best to create a system to solve the problem. So at the end what you see is their business become bigger and bigger until today their business is to cover the whole world already, like Facebook, Google, YouTube, right? Dropbox. Their business is very big already. But from beginning, their business actually is very small. It's just like a few people to do the system only, right? But not necessarily you want to create those kind of thing so big But if you want, then maybe you can go ahead and try for it. I'm quite encourage student to try a new thing Don't constrain yourself you should try your best to challenge the things. Not necessarily say that today wow Facebook is very famous then is it no other website can defeat Facebook Is it possible or not? So from the history you know what is Nokia phone, last time is a very famous one I can tell you I mean 70% or 80% everyone also use Nokia phone last time. Okay, but how come they suddenly they disappear already, right? Because they don't know how to improve their product, right? They should always improve their product. So same thing you see if today Facebook or YouTube they don't want to improve themselves, one day they some other website or some other the other page maybe can replace them already. So they also know that or learn from the history and they also improving every day. This is the thing, right? Okay, so yeah, back to our slides. Okay, when the programmer are given a problem to solve, they don't just start the code right away. So problems are not solved that way. When you see a problem, you need to break it down into a workable pieces and then get on it. So do non-programmers, here is to say that non-programmers ever approach to a problem like this? I can tell you it's very rare. Maybe one day you already you can see if the person already learned how to program and another person they never learned the program before, and you give them a problem or a question and see the way they solve, and you will found and you will see that they are actually solve it in different way. This is what I can tell you lah. Right? Okay. So a simple computer program is capable of turning things around as you want. Yes, it's possible. So something as simple as working on Excel sheet can make you go crazy because of the manual labor it requires. And you can write a little program to help yourself. So like something that require your input repeatedly, just like online form where you want to fill your first name, second name, email, and other information, right? Can be a program to have your opinion once, and it could literally fill up your form with a single click. Yes, this is possible. I can tell you. So you can write a script. Actually, in the industry, we call it as a script. One of the program language they use is a per language. But I think now they still got any other language already. Like, it depends. Sometimes what program you learn, then maybe you can apply on it. Okay, you can write a script already. Then sometimes you want to do a repeated to fill in something, right? So that is a very tedious task. For me, I feel like very tedious. You imagine next time you go to work, then every day you also need to key in the data. To key in the data manually, to the maybe Excel sheet, key in every day. And tomorrow you do the same thing. Next day you do the same thing. Every day you do the same thing. After 1 month, 2 months, I can tell you, you cannot tahan one. CSC, you will quit the job. Because every day do the same thing. Right? So if you know how to program it, then you can solve the problem easily. But of course, from beginning, when you create the program, you may take time. You understand what I mean? For example, you may take 1 week or 2 weeks to complete the program. Sometimes not how to say, not so smooth one. You cannot say that, oh, I just want to spend 1 day to write the program, and then tomorrow I can just one click, then everything is done. It depends. Some people are really capable to make it. But I mean, for the beginner, okay, then maybe you need to take time. Maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, or more than that to create the program. But once you complete the program, okay, then after that, you can your life is easy already. You can just click one click, then everything will settle for you. You will key in the information to the Excel sheet automatically. Okay, so this is the thing that I did during I work as an engineer in Intel. Okay, so yeah, everything should go for automatically. If you still key in manually, when your boss see you do the thing like this, maybe you will have a bad impression. Seriously, I can tell you. Okay, you should do the thing more efficiently, not do the thing manually. It's just like you do the thing manually. You are the robot. You should create a robot to help you, not not you become a robot. Right? Okay, so when you learn the computer programming, you start seeing problem in the light of a solution. Your brain start functioning like that. So when you encounter a problem after learning to program, you start envisioning the possible ways to solve it. This is I agree You are not only one way to solve it. You will have a different way. Maybe when you see the problem already, you will have maybe 2 ways or 3 ways. Maybe you try one of the way, fail, cannot work. Maybe after that you will try another way, maybe the second way, the third way to solve the problem. Okay, so you may even foresee some good result out of it. You already know which method that you use, then you can generate a good result, because that is also depend on your experience. So however hard the problem might seem, you become a determined to act on it anyhow. You transform yourself into a solution driven individual. Okay, you won't like, oh, when you see the problem, you don't want to solve it, you just run away. uh, you won't have this kind of mindset already. You will think that, how to solve it, you will feel like very excited, how to solve it. Then yeah, you have this kind of attitude. So programmers have to think logically about a problem. Once you start learning how to code, you stop giving up on other difficult situations in your day-to-day life as well. So you start trying over and over again. You become a passion because you know there is always a solution. So I can tell you, when you face a problem, don't feel panic. Sure, we'll have a way to solve it. Uh, just just that you need to find a way out how to solve it in efficient way lah, in efficient way. So if you can solve the problem, actually, like the problem just now I told you, um you want to key in the data in your Excel sheet. Okay, one of the way is you key in manually. Is it possible or not? Yes, it is possible. Is it can make the job done or not? Yes, no problem. You key in manually, still can finish the job one. Because that is the one of the way to solve the problem. But if you try to write a program, okay, after that you just one click, then it will insert the data for you automatically. So which way is better? Try to think by yourself. All right. So yeah, it just needs some more effort, just like it happens when you create a program, run it, debug it several times to reach the perfect solution. Of course, there is a experience. Sometimes some of the people, they only try a few hours, maybe 1 or 2 hours. They already can solve the problem. But some people may need 1 or 2 days to think about it. Okay, it depends. It depends. So computer programming is powerful even if you know just a basic programming. So you can imagine a lot of a solution and can work to solve your problem, or maybe the worst problem. Okay. So learn computer programming to feel the confidence of having this robust tool at your disposal. So it's amazing. So this is a very, how to say, um, a very good tools, I can tell you. Compared to last time, before we have the electronic device. Okay, last time they are using the mechanical machine. That one cannot use programming, of course, mechanical. Mechanical, we cannot use programming. But nowadays, the mechanical also mixed with the electronic parts already. A very good example is our car, hybrid car. What is called hybrid? Hybrid means petrol mixed with what? Electrical or electronics. So inside your car, you have electronic parts. So nowadays, you see the technician, how they check their car. You drive, maybe let's say you drive your car, go to their shop, and you tell them about the problem of your car. Okay, how they check your car? They just need the tools which can plug into your car and see and check and see which part got the problem, and then they just go to repair the part only. So can you see? All is related to the programming. I can tell you. Okay. Yeah. So far, any question before I go to the next slide? So far, so good. Is it got any questions you want to ask? Maybe you can write it on the live comments there. Okay, you can write it on the live comments there. Then later in the Q&A section, I will answer your questions. Maybe you will have a doubt. You will have a doubt, or you may have questions you want to ask me to clarify. It's okay. We can just share lah. You want to ask anything, then I can share my opinion with you. Okay. Yeah. Don't feel shy lah. Okay. Just type it in live comments there. All right. So now I want to introduce you a few programming language. Okay. So this is the different level of the programming language. So from the bottom part, that is a hardware. What is the hardware actually? Hardware actually is our device or the tools that we use every day. For example, um, our computer, okay, our mouse, our mobile phone, all right, or anything, television, your iPad, anything that is the hardware. So anything which related or involve the electronic parts, that is considered as a hardware already. So if you want to program the hardware, we need the machine language. So what is the machine language? Machine language actually is something like binary code. I think most of you also know what is a binary code, right? The one and zero, the digital binary code, right? So that is a one and zero. But for human, is it possible for us to learn the machine language or not? If I ask you to go to memorize the 1011100011, that's like a command for the hardware. Do you want to learn or not? Can you remember or not? It's quite difficult. I don't say cannot, but actually it's quite challenging for human. So that's why we see, this is not a good way to learn the machine language. So some of the people, they just think, why not we just make some other language to program the hardware. So that's why they came out another language called assembly language. I'm not sure some of you got listened before or not. Assembly language, it got a half machine language and a half human language. The human language that I means is like the language that we can understand, especially in English. Okay, so after that, some of the people also feel like, oh, assembly language is not so good lah. Maybe they come up another better language. So that's why now we have the high level language. High level language that is considered as the C++, like our friend just now say Python, Java, this kind of a language also is the high level language. Okay, for today we also will have the visual language. I'm not sure you learned it before or not. This visual language is Scratch. Some of the primary school students they learn it today lah. They learn it before they go for the high level language. High level language normally is for coding already lah. So you need to write the command code, then only you can run the program. But for the visual language like Scratch, you no need to write the code. You see, you can see here got a puzzle. It's something like the puzzle. You just drag and drop. You drag and drop to the working platform. Okay, after that you just click it to run the program. Then you will see the cat will moving. It's like an animation. I can tell you Scratch. If you are expert in Scratch, you can use the Scratch to create game. If you don't believe, you can go to the website and see to explore. Some of other people they use a Scratch to create a very interesting game, like Super Mario, this kind of a game. And of course, you also can use to create the animation if you're really expert in on it. Okay. Uh, so yeah, this is not only for you to learn the program, but you can be quite creative to create something come up. All right. Yes, this is a top 10 programming language to learn in 2020 lah, in this year lah. Okay, but I can tell you lah, not necessarily for this 10 programming language. Actually, you go to different website, then they will show you a different ranking already or different programming. But what I can always see the top 10, Python always is a top 5 or top 4 programming language for today. Quite very famous for Python. And another thing is C++ or C. Yes, it's another thing. Java, yes, Java is for the software, especially you want to create the app, right? Then this one is a Switch. Switch is to create the iPhone or iPad app lah. This one is for the Apple product for Switch. So Java normally is used for the Android. But before Android came up, then they use for the software purpose. Okay. Then PHP, C Sharp, JavaScript. JavaScript and Java is different language, programming language. So don't confuse. And this is a Go. Go is for the Google. And we also have this one quite technical one. We call it as a MATLAB. Right. So you see in the market, we have quite a different number of programming language. So it depends which one you are interested to learn. Okay. Anything for me, if you want to learn, then maybe you can go to any website. You can learn for free. In YouTube, you also can find some of the other people they introduce to learn the programming language. Okay, but if you want to have a better learning, yes, you can go to Udemy. That is online learning. All right. Okay, so let's talk about the application of programming. So nowadays, I can tell you more than 60 or 70% every day we are involved in the programming already. Right? For example, everyone also will have the mobile phone, right? The smartphone. So what is using in the smartphone? Of course, all are related to the programming. And in future, we will have our electrical car. Yes, electrical car. That means we are not using the petrol anymore. So how to move the car? We are using the battery. So if you want to use the battery, that means that it will generate the electricity to the car. So anything related to the electricity, all right. So you cannot run away lah. We must use the program to control the car, right? And of course, got a robot. Okay. Nowadays, we also know about what is the AI, right? Artificial intelligence. That one is more another high level or more advantage level already. Okay, AI. So in future, maybe you want to continue your study. Maybe you can think about it AI. Okay. So our industry, yes, industry. Nowadays we have the IR 4.0, Industry Revolution 4.0. So what is the IR 4.0? Actually, that is a reversion for the industry lah. So meaning that we have to apply or means we need to make the things automation run automatically. Okay, means we are not rely or depend on the manpower anymore. We are more depend on the technology. Like for example, you can use a computer or you can just use your smartphone to control the machine already, the robot arm, anything, right? So yeah, the computer, yes, laptop, smartphone, tablet, smartwatch, yeah, everything is related to the program. And many things I can tell you. Yeah, everything is I mean which related to the electronic, including your game, your computers, printer, anything. Okay, inside the device we have the what the IC. When we have the IC, then we need the program already. So yeah, so that's why programming is very important in future. So for the IR 4.0, yes, this is what I can share with you lah. This is the uh, example, a good example. Like for example, the smart home. Okay, smart home nowadays you can see some of the people their house is quite special. They came out already, then they can check whether their house um, already off the light or not, or off the aircon or not. They can just use their smartphone to control it. All right, and you can check whether the CCTV inside the house anything happen or not. So yeah, this is another application for the public, right? For the car, now we also will have the automatically how to say no driver and the car is automatically can go. For example, the last time Google got do a research on it but unfortunately they stopped already the project. I think now is Uber, that one Uber got still got research on it. Okay, yes. Before we end our section, maybe I can share the video with you. Maybe Tony, can you share the video? Mr. Tony?
I was 13 when I first got access to a computer.
My parents bought me a Macintosh in 1984 when I was 8 years old. I was in 6th grade.
I learned to code in college, freshman year, first semester, intro to computer science.
I wrote a program to play tic-tac-toe.
I think it was pretty humble beginnings. I think the first program I wrote asked things like, what's your favorite color? Or how old are you?
I first learned how to make a green circle and a red square appear on the screen.
The first time I actually had something come up and say, hello world, and I made a computer do that. It was just astonishing.
Learning how to program didn't start off as wanting to learn all of computer science or trying to master this discipline or anything like that. It just started off because I wanted to do this one simple thing. I wanted to make something that was fun for myself and my sisters. And I wrote this little program and then basically just add a little bit to it. And then when I needed to learn something new, I looked it up either in a book or on the internet and then added a little bit to it.
It's really not unlike kind of playing an instrument or something or playing a sport. It starts out being very intimidating, but you kind of get the hang of it over time.
Coding is something that can be learned. And I know it can be intimidating. A lot of things are intimidating, but what isn't?
A lot of the coding that people do is actually fairly simple. It's more about the process of breaking down problems than, sort of coming up with complicated algorithms as people traditionally think about it.
You don't have to be a genius to know how to code. You need to be determined.
Addition, subtraction, that's about it.
You should probably know your multiplication tables.
You don't have to be a genius to code. Do you have to be a genius to read?
Even if you want to become a race car driver or play baseball or build a house, all of these things have been turned upside down by software.
What it is, computers are everywhere. You want to work in agriculture? Do you want to work in entertainment? Do you want to work in manufacturing? It's just all over.
Here we are, 2013. We all depend on technology to communicate, to bank, information, and none of us know how to read and write code.
When I was in school, I was in this after-school group called the Whiz Kids. And when people found out, they laughed at me and, all these things. And I'm like, man, I don't care. I think it's cool. And, I'm learning a lot. And some of my friends have jobs.
Our policy is literally to hire as many talented engineers as we can find. The whole limit in the system is just that there just aren't enough people who are trained and have these skills today.
To get the very best people, we try to make the office as awesome as possible.
We have a fantastic chef,
Free food,
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
free laundry,
snacks, even places to play and video games and scooters. There's all these kind of interesting things around the office and places where people can play or relax or go to think or play music or be creative.
Whether you're trying to make a lot of money or whether you just want to change the world, computer programming is an incredibly empowering skill to learn.
I think if someone had told me that software is really about humanity, that it's really about helping people by using computer technology, it would have changed my outlook a lot earlier.
To be able to actually come up with an idea and then see it in your hands and then be able to press a button and have it be in millions of people's hands. I mean, I think we're the first generation in the world that's really ever had that kind of experience.
Just to think that, I mean, you can start something in your college dorm room and you can have a set of people who haven't built a big company before come together and build something that 1 billion people use as part of their daily lives is just crazy to think about, right? It's humbling and it's amazing.
The programmers of tomorrow are the wizards of the future. You know, you're going to look like you have magic powers compared to everybody else.
I think it's amazing. I think it's the closest thing we have to a superpower.
Great coders are today's rock stars. That's it.
Okay, so hopefully you learned something today. All right. Okay, so my section actually is already end. Okay, now we open for the Q&A session. Anyone have the questions want to ask? If you have any questions, then maybe you can type in the live comments there. Anyone got any questions or not? Anything you want to ask about the maybe engineering, computing, computer science or anything? Nope. So meaning everything is clear lah. Just now what I mentioned or what I'm talking about. Hacking 郭正 郭正丢 hacking no lah. Hacking is illegal in Malaysia. So yeah, one thing I want to mention about that, be a programmer, not necessarily you want to be the hacker, you know. Hacker actually is illegal. What is a hacker? A hacker actually is to hack other people's system. Like for example, you want to hack the bank system. You want to hack other people's account, bank account, and then to get their money. Oh, that is not a good thing, and it is illegal stuff. So we better don't do it. All right. So we learn the skill or the knowledge is to help other people or to help our country or help our social. All right. So please bear in mind, don't use it in the wrong way. Okay. Yeah. What's actually coding? Coding actually is a programming language. As I told you just now, you want to let a machine work automatically. Like for example, you imagine you have the smartphone, right? If the smartphone without the programming, and you type, you use your finger to type on your screen, on your smartphone screen, is it can work or not? It can functioning or not? Sure, it cannot functioning because inside the smartphone doesn't have the program. So that's why we as an engineer or as a programmer, we need to write the code or the programming language to the system, okay, to our device. And then after that, the device only can work properly. So before they test the device stable or not, that they cannot just, how to say, just sell in the market. Okay, they cannot just sell in the market. Sure, they need to make sure the device can work properly already. Then only they can come up with their product in the market. All right. Yeah. Still got any other questions? You can ask me now. Any question? Don't worry. If you want to ask about what you will study in the engineering, okay, actually E&E engineering background. So actually you can ask me about it. But if you want to ask me, if you study engineering, do you need to learn programming or not? My answer is yes. You must learn the programming, because if you didn't learn the programming, how do you integrate the electrical or electronic device, the components to your programming? Meaning, if you can connect everything, the component already, but you didn't program it, meaning the system actually cannot work on. For example, the robots. If you didn't program it, the robot cannot work, cannot move. What must learn to become accountant? Accountant, accountant. You can learn programming as well, but is it applicable to the accountants or not? That one I'm not sure because I'm not the accountant. But actually, yes, as I told you before, you actually can apply the concept or the skill to help you in your accountant job. Yeah, maybe. Make a machine automatic work. Yeah, maybe in future, we will have the AI robot already. During that time, maybe we are no need to do anything already. Or we let the AI to help us to do it. Yes. Possible will happen. This one is possible will happen. But I'm not sure in coming how many years. I'm not sure. Maybe in 5 years, 10 years, or maybe more than 10 years. Right? Yes? Still got any questions?
Okay, I think so far no from students already.
Okay.
So thank you, Mr. Go, for the fruitful sharing.
No problem.
So yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Go. And I hope you guys really learn something from Mr. Go lah, like skills, everything, coding, like programming, what is this? All right. So hope you guys really gain something. All right. So next we will go to our link for the cert. Right here is the link. We open 30 minutes start from now. Okay. So you guys just fill in the form, and fill in every details. Okay. And then what is the next for our webinar? All right. Our next webinar will be master the studies tips during SPM preparation with 10 easy technique, which is for later. Okay. So whoever register with us, okay, please join us later. Okay. Okay, so if you want to know more about our webinar, feel free to join our Telegram. Here is the link of our Telegram. Okay, so I think it's a wrap for today's webinar session. So thank you so much everyone for joining us. Okay, so before you leave, just remind you to actually fill in the e-cert form, okay, to get your e-cert. All right, so we send you within 30 days to your email. All right, so thank you so much and stay home and stay safe. Okay, and see you next time. Okay, bye.
Okay, thank